the late stages of the game, but since we are now in the first game of the match, let's go ahead and spectate, get our a viewer up on the screen for you all to see, and we'll see which one of these guys is going to be moving home a victor. Bloody Dave or Wrobelek, the Polish players, looking for a chance to crown themselves king by winning the V4 Future Sports Festival Cup today. Log misses the Dark Prince, and that's going to be a lot of damage on Bloody Dave's right side tower. The Prince crashing in as well, and Bloody Dave is going to offer the good game in the very first minute, losing his right side. Wrobelek has done a huge amount of damage to that tower. Still has the Goblin Hut up and back, but Bloody Dave, about to reach 10 elixir, is going to need to pressure really hard on one of these towers just to get this thing into overtime. Looking very strong. Wrobelek in the back playing a heavy giant beatdown deck. Won't even really have to worry about the goblins trickling in over on his right side tower. Giant going to take a few swipes from the Mega Minion here, but Bats to help him out, keep him quite healthy on the left side. Prince to assist this push, but look out, the Mini P.E.K.K.A is coming in strong. Mini P.E.K.K.A, a great defensive option for the deck that Bloody Dave has been running recently. This Expo deck, it seems, running Goblin Hut as the secondary win condition here, but just hasn't been able to find the right rotation of cards to deal with what Wrobelek is sending at him. He's getting a loaded chip damage in here and there. Spirit Goblins crossing the bridge to do whatever they can, but a Giant to block every Expo so far. I guess the only Expo so far at the left lane here, and plenty of damage streaming in from Wrobelek's side. Bloody Dave is looking finally to try to get a connection in here. Can't seem to find it this time, though. Plenty of hit points still left on that Dark Prince at the left side. Doesn't get the hit on tower, but blocking for these Spear Goblins does a great job of shutting that push down. Expo at the left side will lock onto the Giant once again, chipping him down as best he can, but the Mega Minion flying in up top is not going to be enough to deal with this push. The Giant just has too many hit points, even with the Mini P.E.K.K.A stacked on top. He finally gets a chance to try to turn it around and get some damage on tower. Locks on, but that left side's still quite healthy, and only 15 seconds left for Bloody Dave to do the unthinkable and try to put this thing into overtime. Left side's at half hit points, and as the Expo goes down, that'll be it. Fireball gets thrown out, but he's going to toss the good game and no towers in his place. It's a 1-0 victory for Wrobelek in the first of this Grand Finals match for the V4 Future Sports Festival. Just a little bit of cycle so far from these two players, rolling the log and zapping against their opponents. Not looking for much early damage. Just throwing some spells out there, trying to find something else to play in their decks that doesn't leave them vulnerable here. All right, we got to start with the right side. Bandit moving in toward the bridge with a Mega Minion up top to try to swat her down. Could get the phase in, though. No, and Electro Wizard to get the catch after all. Ewiz is going to meet each other at the right side bridge. And a chance to force the retarget onto something else here. Prince stabs through that Ewiz, but it looks like the minions are going to be just enough to deal with the Prince on the counterattack. No damage for either player yet, besides the tiny little bit of chip from the spells that they got early on. So there's a question in chat. What does it mean to have a best of 5? That means that we will have 5 games at most. The first player to reach 3 wins will be declared the winner of this match. Now, if Wrobelek wins the match, he will be the champion of the tournament and will go home with the €50,000 euro prize, even more than $50,000. If Bloody Dave wins this, though, because he had already previously lost a round, it'll be up to him to get another best of 5 victory over Wrobelek. Wrobelek on defense out the right side uses an Electro Wizard to zap down the remainder of this push. Bloody Dave playing this second game very slowly and cautiously. Has a little bit more elixir than Wrobelek right now. We'll see if he chooses to initiate on left or right side. Goes in for a miner in the back. Zap thrown away by Wrobelek once again, trying to get a tiny bit of chip damage in there, but looks like Bloody Dave will pull ahead with that poison on tower. Wrobelek commits the P.E.K.K.A to the right lane, and Bloody Dave has one as well. Similar deck setups from these two players. Slight differences in the individual win conditions. Looks like Wrobelek might have a Prince somewhere in that 8th slot, but might in fact just be running with more splash damage instead. He's using the Dark Prince, which does leave him a little bit vulnerable to the deck setup that Bloody Dave has here. Using a lot more single target damage means that he's got a better chance of being able to knock out the competition, and Bloody Dave showing the advantage of the deck setup he's got so far is chipping away at that right side slowly but surely. This is an aggressive move from Wrobelek, though, stacking a P.E.K.K.A right at bridge with minions right on top to try to get this push in. on tower. Zap and E was able to take the minions out up top, though, and that bandit is no more. Even if the P.E.K.K.A. takes a heavy beating from her sister out on the right side, it looks like Bloody Dave will take the better side of this exchange. Adds a Prince on top to try to get some more damage out to the right side. Zap's not enough to finish off the P.E.K.K.A. And so that P.E.K.K.A. is going to soak another hit from the Ewiz out back. Prince getting awfully close, but it looks like he'll be just short of getting the charge onto tower. Ewiz on defense, not enough to finish off the bandit, and the Ewiz coming in from Wrobelek. It's going to be a poison now on offense from Wrobelek to try to chip the tower down. Mega Minion rather, floating in up top, just enough to keep this push off tower, though, and Bloody Dave will retain the damage lead by about 200 hit points. Miner connects to tower, and this is just becoming a game that Bloody Dave is happy to play on his side of the map. He just plays defense for as long as necessary in order to get a tiny bit of elixir advantage, to stack up a Miner poison on his opponent's side of the arena, and takes that victory running as fast as he can. Wow! A massive strike from the Prince out to the right side. Tears into the Electro Wizard, taking him apart in one single hit. A desperate move from Wrobelek on the backside to try to deal with this P.E.K.K.A., but unfortunately going to take a big swing onto that Dark Prince, losing his shield, and another Miner setup on the back. That tower is now down into triple digits. The Prince gets the stab, and that's all she wrote. Miner poison victorious for Bloody Dave, who will turn around in this second game and tie it up against Wrobelek. Now 1-1. Let's tune back in to the in-game spectator client, where we're going to get to see the real-time live interactions here between these two players. So we've got Goblin Huts from both of these guys. Looks like a Graveyard coming on in from Wrobelek, trying to chip a little bit out to the right side there. Not getting much damage off, though. You see the Graveyard fades, and that right side still at 2182. A little bit of a damage lead there, but Bloody Dave had saved up about 2 or 3 more elixir than his opponent. Right side's going to be a Miner hit from Bloody Dave, chipping away at the right side tower, down to 2178. Swatted down by a Mega Minion, but that's a nice placement on that poison. Just got to be careful. Poison out of hand now means that he needs something else to be able to counter the Graveyard. The Guards and Ice Wizard is a fantastic combo. Bloody Dave running a very slow and sturdy Miner poison deck with chip damage streaming in from the Goblin Hut. Gives the well play. He knows he's taking a hit on the chin there. But slightly ahead in damage and catching that Goblin out the right side, he'll have an opportunity to continue counter pushing out this right lane. Swood is absolutely correct. The V4 Future Sports Tournament here in Budapest, Hungary is a €1 million tournament. 100,000 of that prize pool dedicated toward Clash Royale, making it one of the largest prize pools of any Clash Royale tournament in the world ever. I believe it makes it the 3rd largest after CR Worlds and King's Cup 2, if I'm not mistaken. Ice Wizard push out the right side, gets a Miner to support, and he will try to get a little bit of chip damage on tower. Ice Wizard gets a blast onto the tower, slowing that thing down and buying a little bit more time for the Miner to push. Right side now down to triple digits. Bloody Dave is in a dominant leading position now. Rolls a log through the remainder of the attack off the right side. The Ewiz is still far and away, not able to support this Graveyard push, and Bloody Dave is holding on just strong enough. Good catch there by the last Miner that he sent in. Wrobelek taking some chip shots with the Guards to defend. Right side's going to be even more Goblin Hut action, though, as Bloody Dave tries to hold on to his lead here and chip away at that right side. Poison cannot be stopped. Free damage on tower. He stacks in a Miner in the back right corner to get even more stacked as well. Log rolls through, and that right side is now in poison range. The next poison from Bloody Dave could win the game. An attack from Wrobelek, the last opportunity to try to turn. Going to be able to get enough damage in on offense. He was a little bit too far behind, and even though he took the better side of that exchange, a deficit from earlier on in the tournament was unable to prevent the win there. Well done to Bloody Dave, earning the 1-0 there. Swood's confusing CR Worlds. Yeah, I was talking about Clash Royale, Crown Championship, Global Series, World Finals, the full and complete name of the World Finals tournament held in December in London last year. $400,000 tournament. Blood down 1-2. Wrobelek would need 2 wins in a row in order to take this set. We're going to turn the spectator client back on so you can see the action live as it is happening in the arena. Arcleor says Woody can win these using Mortar with a hand behind his back. I highly doubt it. I barely managed to get 16 wins myself in the Clash Royale Challenge. These guys each holding on strong with 20 wins to their names. Bloody Dave and Wrobelek, the final two players in a massive 100,000 euro tournament, are way out of my league. But I appreciate the kind words, Arcleor. Catching that miner out back right with the Goblin Gang, rather. Keeps the damage off tower for a clean 3-for-3 trade. Wrobelek will commit to this left side push. Giant's going to get a Prince to help him out in single elixir time. This is actually one of the larger pushes that you would come to expect from a beatdown deck of this size. Guards on the back end are a great counter to this Prince deck, though, and it looks like there's no Dark Prince to help him out this time. Guards stabbing that Prince down, who's having a little bit too much difficulty getting through their shields. Spirit Gobs tornadoed off the tower, and the Giant pulled away as well, but Wrobelek has already gotten the value out of that push. Damage lead in his favor now, up about 500 relative to his opponent's weak side. Tied up in elixir, they're both reaching 7, 8, 9, looking for their 10th drop. Right side's going to be a minor Goblin Hut push, getting a little bit of chip damage in there. Wow, Bloody Dave surprised that the Dark Prince chose to switch lanes to go over to the right side. Wrobelek will commit to the right side push, in fact. It's going to use a Prince over there to help out on this Dark Prince assault. Poor Giant at the left side, unsupported, winds up getting stabbed down, but the Dark Prince splash damage and the charge from the Prince out the right side are an amazing turnaround for Wrobelek. Tower now down to 724 with a poison added on top, and Bloody Dave gives the well played. Turns out he didn't expect that Dark Prince to go over to the right lane, and when it did, it sent an avalanche of damage crashing down on his tower. Bloody Dave now trying to pull a switcheroo of his own, going on the left side with a minor poison attack, but now down to 508 on that right side. He would lose to Spell Cycle. It'll be up to him to make an impressive turnaround. He's only got a few more moments here before overtime starts, and the next tower will take it. It's an all-in attack out the left side with a minor, but unable to get the tower in time. Wrobelek with the win, a 1-0 victory in this fourth game of the best of 5. That spectator client up on the screen for you to see the action as it happens in the arena. Bloody Dave starting off with a Mega Minion floating in the right side. Ewiz to zap and stop the charge of this Dark Prince out the right. Wow, an aggressive Expo commitment here right off the bat from Bloody Dave. And a P.E.K.K.A to chop it down. Bloody Dave gets the well played. Clearly very worried about this big beatdown hit coming in from Wrobelek over on the right side. P.E.K.K.A getting awfully close. Fireball will be able to hit the P.E.K.K.A and the minions, but can he keep the P.E.K.K.A off tower? Zap is going to be enough to get one slice from the P.E.K.K.A, and that is massive value for Wrobelek. Now tied up in elixir against Bloody Dave, but with an 1100 damage lead in the first minute of play. These two players competing in the 100,000 euro prize pool event. 50,000 goes to first place, 25,000 for second place, so a chance to double your guaranteed winnings by just taking this match. Since it is best of 5 and Bloody Dave advances from the lower bracket, he's going to have to win twice in a best of 5 series in order to take the championship over Wrobelek. Wrobelek's last win could be this one here and now. Let's see. Right side's going to be a Dark Prince Battle Ram charge. Ewiz resets the charge of the Battle Ram, but it makes it to the tower anyways. Barbarian's chopping that thing apart. Mini P.E.K.K.A comes in a little bit too slowly to deal with the defense. And that Ewiz from Wrobelek is getting absolute value. Expect to see a little tiny commitment from Wrobelek here to be able to deal with the right side. Zap is going to be just fine enough to handle that Mini P.E.K.K.A. Takes a zap, but that's not too much to worry about. Bloody Dave pressuring the left lane with Goblin Huts, trying to turn it around and get the gameplay into the opposite side of the map here. Wrobelek not going to have any of it, though. Takes a dash from the Bandit onto that center Goblin Hut, and with a poison out the right side, gets closer and closer to victory. P.E.K.K.A marching in the left lane, but with the Ewiz there to help stun, there might be enough of a block between him and that Expo to keep it alive. Unfortunate result there for Bloody Dave. Winds up taking a dash onto that Expo, but the Ewiz onto his tower has got to hurt even more. finally finds a lock on the left side, but it is nowhere near the amount of damage he needed. With Bloody Dave down to 27 hit points, it's his final chance to get the win. Block from the Battle Ram is going to be good enough. Wrobelek zaps the right side tower, and that's going to be it, folks! The E-Wiz on defense will keep that Expo at bay, and time ticks out with a win for Wrobelek, the V4 Future Sports Festival 50,000 euro prize champion! Let's listen in as these players conclude the final game of the tournament and will claim their prizes.
Gratulálunk neki. Ezzel át is szeretnénk adni a színpadnak a szót. Kíváncsiak, hogy a játékosok hogy érzik.